G'day team, Phil Britton here from Martial Arts Business Success.
And I'm Graham McDonald, as always.
Well, I'm glad you are, otherwise I'm be in the wrong place. Look guys, we're here again with another cracker for you gang to just help you guys grow your school, live a better life, get more results, and just be the best that you can be, both for you personally and professionally. And Graham, we've got some cracker subjects coming up, but this one in particular is something that, if I sort of said there was probably a few topics that always get brought up as well, is conventional marketing versus new age marketing. Like, what's the difference? What should we do? Is it a fad? What's working, what's not? Have you got any comments, mate?
Look, there's definitely the two avenue streams. Let's go the automated marketing first and foremost. I guess that's probably what you consider a little bit more of the new age stuff.
Yep.
Because you're talking about social media adverts, Facebook. You've even got Instagram stuff nowadays. There's definitely your MailChimp and using your sales funnels with a active campaign or Infusion software, whatever else it may be. So there's a whole lot of tech behind the scenes to make that system seem a little bit flawless. But let's go to probably the easiest one that most people talk about is that Facebook marketing and being a little bit more targeted in around that. Now, Phil, we've done that for quite a few different campaigns in the past. For the guys listening and sort of watching on this, I guess we like to make sure we present both sides of the argument, both the positives and also some of the pitfalls that can go with that, because we've done some great things that have success with us. We have clients of ours that swear by it, whereas we don't put all our eggs into that basket. We certainly diversify a little bit more. But let's talk about some of the benefits of Facebook marketing and what you can kind of get out of that.
I guess it's reaching an audience that may not be actively looking for you. If you can target certain demographics or interests from certain people and drop an ad in front of them, it's like fly fishing. The fish isn't hungry until it sees it in front of them and go, I'm going to have a go at that.
Nice.
But, I guess that's what the Facebook type targeting advertising and a few other things are quite similar to that as well. But then again, also that person who might be interested in that because it's under their nose may also fizzle out quite quickly as well. That's my concern.
Yeah. What's the I guess the tech name nowadays, pay per click. So you've got your Google AdWords and whatnot, the SEO sort of marketing that goes with that. But obviously Facebook, there is a cost involved in it.
Yeah.
So what is the I guess the campaign? Is it just a simple ad, or is there a competition? What for the guys listening who actually are doing or want to do it even more themselves? What are we looking at?
I don't know. There are so many different options out there. Like you said, you can run a competition, a likes and a shares competition. You can run a free membership competition. It could be just literally advertising your school, a special discount or offer that you're doing. So it's all these. There are so many different opportunities out there to test and measure the market. I don't really have one that works better than anything else. The way I sort of see it personally is Facebook marketing is just like any other marketing. It's just another touch point. And as Graham mentioned, we don't put all our eggs in one basket. I think the statistic last time I heard is something about 16 times someone has to see your brand before they make a buying decision. That's why you've got to have at least 10 to 15 to 16 to 20 things going on at once, which means internally in the school, externally at school. And then I think Facebook marketing and Instagram and all that's just another element, which is what I classed as new age marketing. It's just capturing another audience that you may not have captured before.
Yeah. So Facebook aside, or social media aside, we have some other streams that we use, and we certainly have used a system in the past called MailChimp, and we do email campaigns for I guess email addresses we've collated and picked up along the way over the 3, 6, 12 months, however. Brief summary, what is an email sort of campaign? What is it all about? What does it entail?
The email campaign, it depends on what your email is set up like. You make sure you got to set it up properly. And I think I've said it before, but you need to have at least 3 buckets, I guess, or 3 lists, all right? So you have the list of people who you just got their details from, it could be from Facebook, could be from anywhere, a shopping centre display or anywhere. You've got their details, but they didn't join. So these are people who have not even taken the one step in your school yet, and aren't training at your school. So there's that list there. You've also got your current member list, so your membership list, your list of people who are currently training, and then you've got your other list or your other bucket of people who were members and aren't no longer. Now, each three of those lists, you want to be able to market or promote certain things to those guys, because you want to be able to touch people with different touch points, where they are feeling, what they're doing, what they're seeing, how they're acting in everyday life.
Yep. For those guys that are actually chiming in on this, just thinking, oh my God, my head's about to explode with this not understanding of social media or these email campaigns. Look, at Teamer and our Gold membership, we have all of this stuff in our social media, sort of little pack. So if you want to, team, hit us up on email, find out a little bit more about it, because I certainly know it's not a quick discussion topic and you get your head around it. But certainly we know that we've trial and tested both very good in success, but also found some learning lessons in there as well too.
And again, it's at the end of the day, if you're not an expert at it and you're not interested in it, then probably don't do it. Hire somebody else to do it for you.
Yep.
Do what you're good at, which is teaching on the floor or running your business. Do what you're good at doing. If social media doesn't interest you, if it's a grind, if it's pulling your hair out type of thing, hire someone else to do it. And that, we actually do that too. We hire out to a company, and if you're interested in knowing who we use, we're happy to help you out in that regard too.
So at New Age Marketing, we touched a little bit on the social media aspect. We touched a bit on the automated emails and whatnot. Is there anything else that sort of falls under that new age, a little bit more modern? I guess you could always have a new coat of paint on some of the old marketing, call it new, but it's really, the old school stuff is still there. We'll talk about that in a second. But is there anything more in the, the cyber space or the technology sort of space in regards to marketing nowadays that these guys need to listen to?
I think new age is literally just online.
Yep.
It just means it's all online. It's how people get to your website. It's how people see your brand, how they see the offer, how you communicate them. I think that's more new age. So you've got email marketing, anything online, Facebook, Twitter, all that sort of stuff, and your website, how people get into your website. Like, is your website easily seen when someone Googles in martial arts, your area, or martial arts, your state? Yeah.
Guys, myself and Phil have talked about this in many, many podcasts previous to this. Make sure whatever message you are singing or you're presenting or marketing is consistent with who you are. Don't try and be Joe Blow up the street or somebody that you've seen, heard of in America or Europe that's working for them. You need to make sure it's congruent and congruent with you and your brand and what you stand for. So really important in that regards. Like, you can have all this social media marketing and all these email campaigns, but if it's not you and not your business, you're going to come unstuck in some way, shape or form.
Yeah.
So let's go a little bit back to some of the old school methods. Now, I know that we have a ton of ways that we try and generate leads and whatnot within our school. So we've got events that we run, and how do we actually capture that as a lead or a marketing tool in our business, Phil?
Whatever you do inside your school, you got to think before you do it. What is this? Is it just to give back to my students, or is it a way to try and get new members in? Because if you confuse the two, you confuse the process, and you actually lose a little bit of culture, and you lose a little bit of why you are and who you are to your students. So if it's always about getting new members, then people are going to think that you're just grabbing at that money or grabbing at those students. So you're going to make sure that if you are running events, you are doing events that are just for your students. And by all means, they can bring a friend, all that sort of stuff as well. Or specifically run events that are for your students, and for them to bring a friend in, or multiple friends or family members, where they can then come and experience the joys of martial arts that they have experienced as well.
While it's in my head, Phil, talking about slightly, I won't say reinventing wheel, but putting a new spin on things. So shout out to Kyoshi Kevin Blundell from Kumaru. He shared with us a fantastic idea of just using a spin wheel, or more so that gift cards. I know that most schools will hand out a VIP card in some way, shape or form. And, it gets a little bit old when you're just handing it out. So Kevin shared with us a little bit of an idea of utilising the spin wheel to really get students excited, qualify them to be able to earn one of these cards and give them to their mates. Look, I'm not going to give you all the secrets now because we want to obviously contact Kevin if he'll share it with you, or contact us guys. Look, we're here to share as much as we can. So admin@teema.com.au and drop us a line. We'll certainly give you all the goods in regards to that.
Yeah.
It's a big process that takes a little bit longer than what time we have today, but that's just another way on sort of gift cards. Referrals goes along the same way, gift cards, referrals, referral campaigns.
Referrals are definitely, if you're not getting referrals at your school, something's wrong, and that should generally be one of the higher stats on getting new members. It's always been at our school, and it always is concerning when it drops down, because you're always thinking, well, what aren't they enjoying it? Why aren't they talking to their friends about it? Like, that concerns me. If you don't have referrals, if people aren't talking about your school, if you don't have raving fans, something's wrong at your school. So you need to investigate that a lot further.
Hey, something that Phil and myself do very, very well is don't assume that people are just naturally talking. You've got to encourage them, you've got to prompt them, you've got to remind them that it is okay to share with their friends what they're up to, because people get busy. They just get in a routine and go, that's right, I forgot to mention that. But at the end of the day, when they're pumped, that it'll generally ooze, and people will ask them, why they look different or why they're energized. And generally it's an easy sell to be able to say, hey, it's because of my martial arts class and this is why. Yeah. So you got some referrals in there. What about our print marketing and we'll head on to our facing campaign shortly, but what about our print marketing? What do we do nowadays to actually get ourselves out there, and what sort of mediums do we use? For some of our listeners and obviously the viewers, gone are the days of Yellow Pages print ads. I think Yellow Page, I think they're still around online, but it's something we haven't done for decades. Yeah. But what are we actually using now in print?
I don't know, to be honest.
Throwing it to him.
Yeah. Look, we are definitely in some of the community type stuff. So just be known within the community. People still read the community paper.
Yep.
People still at schools read the school newsletter, things like that. So again, it's just another touch point. But we don't need to go and spend lots of money on print ad, that's for sure.
Yeah.
It's got to be either a low cost or a no cost, because at the end of the day, it's not a massive way of getting people to ring the phone.
Hey, just to add to that, what we are, I guess, I say currently using as in 2016 is we hit up some of the parenting papers, we hit up some of the targeted adverts in the local paper. It's not something we do all the time. It'd be maybe once a quarter if we have an event coming up, let's say a holiday camp or a ladies' personal protection class, and you get a good rapport and a good deal with the paper. It's not something we do on a weekly basis, but certainly it's a targeted ad. We know what our return on investment and also the cost going into it. So that's sort of where we use that print. I know there's another stream that we use, and we print a lot of handout flyers and whatnot for our fates, our branch spacing, which you hear us talk about that often. So although it's in print, it's not in a magazine, it's not in a newspaper, but it's something that somebody can take with them. And we have, probably a dozen or more different forms of different marketing that sing the similar message depending on the client we're attracting. So it could be kids, it could be the parents, it could be a youth age that we're sort of targeting, and that print material will be able to take it and they'll be able to run with that.
Yeah.
Anything else that we sort of have? Like we have, 20 different streams going at any given moment, each having their own intricacies. And to be honest with you, one or two inquiries from each one at any given time is great. So it's certainly having that consistency where we're not relying on one stream. Hence why we said we don't put all our eggs into Facebook marketing. We do it, but we don't do it wholeheartedly, and that's all our marketing budget goes towards.
I think the real message here is within your community, within your area, wherever your school is. We have 3 schools spanning all over a particular area, so we can market quite broad. But at the end of the day, you want to be doing many things and not just one thing. If you do put all your eggs in one basket, let's just, people say it about that. What happens if Facebook crashes or, something happens, the algorithm changes or whatever, I don't know about all that type of stuff. I'm not too techie, but you don't want to have all your eggs in one basket. You want to just put your marketing out there. You want to have really good quality flyers, good imagery, great quotes, good branding, good messages that you put out there, and just be seen everywhere, from grass signs to wall signs. to your branding on your school, to your social media, to your print ads. You know, it just needs to be out there consistently, because you never know when someone's going to see your ad in a paper, then on Facebook, then at an event.
One more thing I'm going to add to this, and this is probably a keystone in some of our building of our brand, is business to business and building relationships with different organizations and different, let's say, school groups. So for example, business to business, myself and Phil have had our marketing stream, like we are coordinating hand in hand with a movie company over here, or a movie cinema company over here called Grand Cinemas. Now they've got 6 locations across Perth. They hit us up anytime there's a kids rated movie that comes out and says, guys, do you want to be on board? And for example, we just recently had a whole cinema for the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie. We are able to brand the posters and all this, all for $0 paid to them. The only cost to us is to print the material, and they'll hand it out on our behalf. They'll hand out gift vouchers and whatnot. Plus, we've done that, with Lorna Jane. We've done that with primary schools. We've done that with high schools. So these guys are our advocates who are building our brand in the community. We're becoming that go-to school, and it's not just one stream. So that one, and it says business to business, is a huge one. So guys, hit us up if you want to find out more, because that one there is a Pandora's box. If I talk about it, I'll be here for another 30 podcasts. So guys, hit us up, and we'll be certainly happy to help you with that.
Cool, guys. Well, that's a wrap for today. Look, if you've enjoyed today's podcast, give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you have any comments or thoughts, or any other ways that's working for you, whether it's online, social media, new age, conventional, let us know, gang. We'd love to hear from you. We'll see you on the flip side, and have a fantastic week. Take care.
Innovating the martial arts industry.